So Autodesk just released a new update to Fusion with a bunch of new enhancements. So let's take a look at three of my favorites. So as mentioned in the intro, Autodesk just recently updated Fusion with a bunch of new enhancements, and I wanted to point out three that really stood out to me. The first one is an update to the DXF output. So in this example here, you can see I have a sheet metal component. I created a flat pattern. I'll go ahead and activate that. And you can see I now have this flat pattern. And if I click on this DXF export, the new functionality is these center lines and extent line options that you see here. You also have the ability to specify the units that the DXF will get exported out as. So depending on which manufacturing tool you might be using, it might require the DXF to be in millimeters versus inch or centimeters, for example. So you have the ability to specify which unit the DXF gets exported as, which is pretty cool. And then you also have the ability to turn the center lines and the extent lines on or off. In previous versions, you didn't have the ability to do that, and so these green lines that you see here on the screen would get exported out as part of the DXF. Well, now you can turn those on or off. In this case, I'll turn them off. I'll go ahead and say OK, and let's go ahead and export this out. And then what I'll do is I'll bring in the DXF just so you can kind of see what this looks like now. So I'll go ahead and insert a DXF into a new design. I'll go ahead and select that I just created. And now you'll notice that it does not have those extent lines or those green lines that you saw previously. So this is a great way if you want to just be able to create, the outside profile to get cut, for example. So a really cool enhancement to the DXF output. So the next enhancement is probably my favorite, and that is the ability to change the units for the mass properties. So in this example here, I have this podium, and if I came in here and right mouse clicked and went into properties, you'll notice it'll analyze the whole assembly and it returns the mass in ounce mass, which I want to know how heavy this thing is going to weigh. If I, were to build this thing, and how much would it be to pick it up and move it around? And it always returned it in ounce mass, and there wasn't a way to change that. Well, now there is, and I'm very excited about this. So a couple different ways you can do this. If I come over here into my document settings, you'll notice the units look a little bit different now. It says units inch, and then it also says ounce mass next to it. If I go ahead and click on the change active units, we can see the unit is inch and ounce mass, and then you can see the length and the mass is below that, but it's kind of grayed out. If I click on this little down arrow, you can see we can change to millimeter, centimeter, etc., just like before. And it has these default weights with it, but then there's now this custom, and I can go ahead and click on custom. And this allows me to specify, do I want to stay in inch, or do I want to go into millimeter or mile? And you can see lots of different options in here. I'm going to stick with inch. But then I also have the ability to specify what type of mass do I want the results to be returned in. So I could do grams, kilograms, pounds, ounce mass, etc. So in this case, I'm going to do pound mass. I also have the ability to set that as default if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And now we can see that my units are an inch, and the weight is going to be in pound mass. So if I were to do the properties, this time we can see that the whole assembly is going to weigh 12.5 pounds. Previously, you would have to do the conversion like, in Google or something like that, or with a calculator. I love the fact that you can do it right here in Fusion now. You can also change this in your preferences. So if you go into your preferences, And if you go into your default units design, here you can see the default units for the new design. You would come in here and specify custom. You would specify your length. So again, I'm going to specify inch, and then mass, I'm going to specify pound mass. Hit apply and hit OK. And from now on, all my new documents are going to be in inch, and the mass is going to be in pound mass by default. So if I were to start a new design and I expand this open, we can see that it's going to be in inch and in pound mass. So one of the other things I wanted to highlight were some of the enhancements done with configurations. So in this model here, I already have a configuration existing. So you can see I have, a thickness and a radius built into this configuration. Now, if I wanted to, I could come in and add in aspects or parameters. But what Fusion allows you to do now is if I were to come in, for example, and create a chamfer, so I'll go ahead and select maybe like a couple edges here. Let me grab a couple edges like so. You'll notice that in the chamfer dialog, there is this configure tab. And what this allows us to do is, as we're creating our chamfer, do we want it to be configurable and added into the configuration table? So I want to be able to configure either all of it. So we want to be able to turn suppression on or off, and also to be able to change the distance. So I'm going to say all, and let's go ahead and make this a 2 millimeter chamfer in this case. And when I say OK, you'll see that it automatically added that into our configuration table. So as you're designing, so in fact I turned off my configuration table, as you're designing, you can add your changes into the configuration table without having to always go into the table and add it at a later time. So for example, I'll do the same thing again. I'll come in here and say, maybe I want to do a chamfer. Let me move that over to these edges here, and maybe these edges here. And let's just make that a small chamfer of 1. And I want to be able to, in this case, I don't want to change the distance, but I do want to be able to, suppress that to turn it on or off. And that's going to automatically add that into our configuration table. And you can always come in here and rename these if you want to. So I could say, small chamfer, and it's going to rename that column for me. Same thing with like these guys here. I can rename this and call this larger chamfer. And oops, let me do, can't have a space in there. I need to put an underscore in there. And because I was able to add these as I was designing, we can turn these larger chamfers on or off. I can turn the smaller chamfer on or off. I can change the size of this. So I can make this 1.5, for example, and it just updated that on the model. They've also added this functionality into a lot more of the commands. For example, even into the surfacing commands. So if I were to do some kind of a surface, for example, let's do an offset surface. I'll just go ahead and select this face. You'll notice there's even the configuration tab in the surfacing commands, such as offset, and you can do the suppression, the distance, or all in the offset command, and in a lot of the other surfacing commands in here also. So those are just 3 of the key highlights of what was just released. If you want to learn more about what was pushed out, you can always come to the question mark and go to the what's new, and that'll bring up the product update, and you can scroll through and see all of the highlights of what's been added, what's been changed. Again, I kind of picked the 3 that I thought were really cool, but there's a lot of new functionality in here. This enhanced joint functionality is another really cool one and they have a video on it where if you edited a joint on a component, you were limited to only be able to reposition it back to the original component it was linked to. Well, now you can actually link it to a separate component, which is pretty cool. So I recommend going through this What's New document and kind of taking a look at all of the enhancements, improvements to the measure information, configuration on the fly. That's what I just showed, and see all of the things that have been enhanced in all of the different areas. I hope you learned something new in that video. Also, I'm almost to 10,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I ask that you hit like and subscribe and push me over that 10,000 mark. If you need help learning Fusion, make sure you visit my webpage at cadedllc.com. And as always, have fun learning Fusion.